have more kids, and I chose not to have other kids. I was pregnant 6 times by you in 9 years. And you want to say that, oh, you don't know if it's your kid or not? When I don't leave a house and my child is 12 weeks old and then I'm 6 weeks pregnant and I've never left my child, who else kid is it? A ghost?
I don't know what you...
So I think it's time for us to get to the DNA truth and find out if these 3 children are yours. Are you ready for that? I'm ready. We have 3 DNA envelopes, and each one of these is the DNA truth to share if these children are yours. Your first child is Mason, right?
Yes.
Yes, so are you ready to find out if Mason is your child?
I'm ready.
The DNA truth is yours to open. Let us know.
And when you get your result, what's going to change?
Stephen, you are the biological father of Mason.
Okay. She asked you, now that you know that, how do you feel? And what's going to change?
A lot of things have changed between us.
He told me that my son looked like his friend's son.
Yeah.
It's just questionable how things played out between us. Like, with red flags between both of us. I seen it from the very beginning between both of us. She had a boyfriend when I first met her. I had girlfriends when I first met her.
And you stayed at my house every day. And you never left from the day I first met you.
So
and you asked me out for every day for a week, and I told you, I have a boyfriend. I need to end my situation before I do anything with you, before I go forward with you. But you still stayed at my house every day, so why you keep talking about if I had a boyfriend? You never left.
On to the next one.
You never left.
So your second child's name is Summer. You've been questioning if Summer is yours. Do you feel confident now that you've heard this?
Mm-hmm.
It's your truth to open.
Okay, Stephen, you are the biological father of Summer. Now this where's it at right here.
Your third child, Selah. This is the last child that you've been questioning. If could be yours. Are you ready to find out the DNA truth?
Yes. That's the one. Stephen, you are the biological father of Selah.
So what are you about to say? Like, you think that you could take back how you treated me for the last 6, 7 years, saying all this when they really are your kids? So you think that I would have kids by somebody else, keep these kids away from their father to keep them around you because you're doing what's right? That's what you think about me. I don't want to be with somebody who think that kind of way about me when I've done nothing but help you all the time.
No, you do, Martina. I'm sorry. I mean, for thinking that way. I
have to tell you, you now have 3 undeniable reasons to treat this woman with the utmost respect. I'm glad you apologized to her, but there's now a lot of work that needs to be done. I mean, just to hear the chaos in your relationship, I'm glad for you you're saying that you don't want to be in this and that you're ready to move on. I think it's the most healthiest thing. I'm looking at the age, and I see that you were 29 now, so which means you were 2019 when we got together. Mm-hmm. So this relationship has been dysfunctional from the beginning, and now you've been in a pattern like this for 9 years. The unfortunate part is that there's been children involved now, and that tit-for-tat relationship will damage them deeply. I want you to go back to you when you were younger because I hear that it was bad. I know that there was things. Would you want your children to experience any of the things you went through?
No.
Would you want them to ever grow up in a house where they felt unsafe or unsecure because of the way that you two are interacting? Because of the way you're treating their mother? I would just tell you, brother, that, you know, if that's your desire to have your children be in a safe and secure house, that starts with you two. That starts with the way you're treating her, the way that you're interacting with her. And I get it, you built a relationship on this tit for tat. I'm gonna do you, you're gonna do this, we're gonna cheat on each other, I'm gonna do this, whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna talk about who's right or wrong because I don't know all those details. You've both been bad in those situations. But what I do know is that the abuse for each other, the calling her out of her name, those things will affect your daughters deeply. Mm-hmm. And I say this all the time on the show, what you gonna do in 12 years when I'm on the stage, if your daughters call my show and say, my boyfriend's calling me out my name, accusing me, doing this to me, what you gonna do?
Address it. But I just know I'm working on myself.
You address it now.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you 2 things. I appreciate your strength, and I appreciate where you are as a woman. I can see that now at 29, you're growing into a phase of your life where you're starting to understand what you deserve and starting to make the moves to make sure that you're not in unhealthy situations. I recognize your growth, and I recognize where you're at. I know you've gotten to this place because of a lot of pain, but I'm glad you're here now, and I appreciate what you're doing for your kids. I really do. I'm gonna tell you this. I actually have deep empathy in my heart for you because there's a past and situations that have happened to you that you have never fully focused on, dealt with, that is bleeding into this relationship.
And he denies it, and I try to tell him that.
And I'm watching it, and I wish that this was a different show where we weren't confirming paternity, that we could take some time with you to really help you identify where that is and start that journey to healing. Because that is going to help you to be the best father possible. She's on her growth path. She's ready to go. She's gone, she's on her way out, but there's growth that needs to happen, and there's one day that these kids are going to need you. If I offer you therapy, do you want that?
Yeah.
You want it as well?
Therapy.
I'll give you. Seriously, because at the end of the day, the more that you two can co-parent and be your best selves, it's only going to set these kids up for the best future. And all of us have had situations that have happened to us as adults. I've talked about openly about my parents, the things that I went through, and the thing that I've always made sure that I think we all can agree on is that we don't want this next generation to have to deal with what we went through. So if we can figure it out so they don't have to go through it, is all my goal is. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate y'all sharing that story. I'm glad you got your vindication. I'm glad you got your answers. I'm glad that you're ready to move on and not be in this. And I'm glad you're willing to accept some help.
You need to keep them.
Yeah, you got your answers now. Don't accuse her no more. I wish y'all the best of luck, sincerely. And that offer stands and is real. All right, everyone. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more.